Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we have a very special Valentine's Day edition Valentine look. So if you guys want to see what we have cooking, then just keep watching. Okay, so first things first, obviously what you have to do, wash your face, prep your skin. I've already done that, so we're gonna go on to the next step, and it's Valentine's Day. We're bringing out the expensive guns, but don't worry, because we also have the still good but lower end, I hate saying that, but still good quality, just more inexpensive than a Pomegranate. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna go ahead and prime. I'm going to do a concoction of 3 of these primers. Yeah, so call me crazy, but we're gonna go ahead, put some on the hands, and now massage that into the face. I love the smell of this. So the Pomegranate Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Primer is really good. It's kind of like skincare meets primer, but what I always have to go into, regardless of the fact of how much it blurs, I'm going to go into my Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. Now, what I like to do with this one is I like to go in with a beauty blender. I get the butt of the beauty blender and I kind of just like swirl it in there, and I press into the face. We're trying to have baby skin. And then lastly, I go on the high points of my cheeks because that's where we're gonna have our highlighter. So I like to do that because then it doesn't go ahead and emphasize any of the texture that we have there when we go ahead and put our primer. Our highlighter, what am I talking about? Okay, now that we have that all set, we're gonna do something a little bit different. Now, this is how I used to do my makeup literally 95% of the time. And I saw a video by Tati Westbrook, and Scott Barnes was doing her face. Scott Barnes is a renowned, like, just known makeup artist, but he's mainly known for doing J-Lo's makeup. And if we all know J-Lo, she looks amazing. She looks glowy. She looks like her skin but better. She looks like she sometimes doesn't even have makeup on. So this is what we're gonna do with it. We're gonna go ahead and bronze and highlight and then put our foundation on. So what I'm gonna go in, and I said it was gonna be a mixture of low end and high end, or inexpensive drugstore and high end. And this Soul Body is something that, like, I'm so sorry, but it's better than like the Huda Beauty Tantour Contour, and I live by this. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm going in the shade medium dark. It looks like that, and I'm gonna go ahead with this contour brush, and I'm just gonna slowly tap into that and make my nose contour. By the way, this smells like heaven. So, okay, we look crazy, but don't worry about it. We're gonna get poppin'. So, I'm going to go ahead and grab, now this is the Touche Eclat High Cover Radiant Concealer by Yves Saint Laurent. So, we're gonna go ahead and click her. I have this in the shade number 3, Almond, and we're gonna just get her right here in the eye, right here, right here, this way, down the nose, right here. Now, because this is a radiant concealer, it really brightens, and it's a little lighter than my actual concealer. So that's the reason that we're doing that. I'm gonna go ahead and take my Morphe Beauty sponge, and we're gonna just go ahead and buff in the concealer. Now, the reason that I like that concealer so much is because it's so light and it doesn't really feel like you have much on it. It does more of a brightening effect than actually being a high coverage concealer. For that, we're gonna go into the big boy herself, Miss Tarte Shape Tape. But then you're gonna ask me, what are you gonna do with your contour stuff? And we're gonna buff that in. I absolutely love using the small stipple brush by e.l.f. Cosmetics. I have like 15 of them, to be quite honest. So we're gonna go ahead and stipple that upwards. Okay, so now that we have that done, we're gonna let it set so that we can go ahead and do our eyes first. I'm one of those people, I love doing my eyes first. I do not like doing anything in replacement of that. So next up, we're going to go into the P. Louise base in Rumor 02. And remember, put just a little bit. You don't need too much. So we're gonna go 1, we're gonna go 2. This just helps with any discoloration. And what I usually use is I have this kind of like, it's like a baby stippling brush for your eyes. So I go ahead and I'm just gonna buff that into my eye. Another brush that I go into is kind of this big fluffy one. It's by BH Cosmetics. It's the 128 brush. And I just very softly just pat this in to my eye just to make sure that it's all blended. And then we're gonna go in to Miss ColourPop Nude Mood, and we're gonna go into Bare to Wear very gently, and we're just gonna buff this all over the eye. So once we do that, we're gonna go in with a tapered blending brush, and we're going to go into Au Naturel right here, and we're gonna buff this into our crease ever so slightly. And we're gonna fan this out as well. Now, one thing you want to make sure that you do is you're gonna tap into Au Naturel. I'm also gonna get mugged off, and we're gonna just slightly come here in the inside of your eye just to give it a little bit more dimension. And then blend out. Okay, so once we have that all set and done, she's expensive. She's beautiful. She is just everything. And we're gonna go into this rosy mauve shade right here. Now, if you by any chance don't want to go ahead and pay $125 for a Pat McGrath Labs eyeshadow palette, I got this as a gift. Thank you, baby. But yeah, I will give you an alternative. And it's Miss ColourPop, and it is the Sweet Talk Pressed Powder Palette. And these shades can help basically be the same thing. So let's go ahead and just mauve this up right here. And this is just gonna give our eye a rosy shade. Now, by the way, just in case you don't want to get the Sweet Talk palette because it's very similar to Nude Mood, you also can get the mauve palette by ColourPop, which is like about $12, and it has the same shade that I'm using today. We're gonna go ahead right here. I love this rosy shade. Honestly, if you love makeup, at least at one point of your life, allow yourself to get a Pat McGrath Labs eyeshadow palette. You don't use her often, but she is just one of those makeup eyeshadow palettes that you kind of just need. Like, it'll just stay on a shelf, but it's just, she is style, she is grace, she's everything. Anywho, with that little modification, next we're gonna go back in to the Cocoa, which I love because I don't know if you could see it, but it has little golden specks right there. Her and Mugged Off. Love it. So with that, we're going to take another blending brush like this, and we're gonna go into the cocoa, and we're gonna just put her right here in the outer corner. You're gonna get her also and buff her on the under eye. So we have that right there, and we're starting to get into it. So again, you don't need to use the Pat McGrath Labs for this look. However, what you can go into is Moody, but for all intents and purposes, I really want to use the Pat McGrath Labs for this look. And we're gonna go into, I don't have the shade, but we're gonna go into this shade right here. Now, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna get a very small liner brush, tap into her really quickly, and we're gonna do a little liner moment. Just like that. Like simple, easy, breezy, beautiful. The pigmentation on this is honestly ridiculous also. Once we have that, we are going to go into the part that I love the most, and it is these right here. These are the glitters, if you didn't know, and they are magical. But again, the ones in the Nude Mood palette as well as the Sweet Talk palette are equally as good, but I just want to use my palette today. So we are going to go into this golden pink shade in the middle of our eyes, and for that I'm going to get this packer brush. It's very dense, and I'm going to tap into the gold and touch right here in the middle. Now, it seems like I made the wrong decision. I'm gonna go in with my finger, and we're just gonna tap right here. That's a lot different. Oh my gosh. And I'm just gonna tap right here in the middle. We're gonna take the Morphe continuous setting spray, and we're gonna wet our brush. Once we have her completely wet, we're gonna tap into Miss Pat and simply apply just for a little bit more intensity. I'm gonna use the other side. I'm gonna just take off all the residue off my hand, and now we're going to go in to this sparkly shade right here. She is just magical. We're gonna tap her into the inner corner of our eye. Once we tap into the inner corner, I'm just gonna bring her up just to give my eye a little bit more of an open look, and then do the same with the next. So there we have the eye look. Very simple, very easy, very breezy, beautiful. CoverGirl, or in this case, Pat McGrath and $125. But nonetheless, we're moving on. Not crying. Not crying. I'm kidding. Okay, so then we have lashes. And one thing that I will tell you is when a lash perm kit tells you that it's from 8 to 12 minutes, it means 8 to 12 minutes. Because if you decide to use it for another, let's say minute or two, it'll fry your lashes. And if you don't know what video I'm talking about, it will be coming soon. At first, I absolutely loved what it did for my lashes until I waited for my lashes to dry, and I have still been on damage control ever since. So, anywho, what we're going to end up doing is I'm going to very lightly coat my lashes, and I'm gonna coat it with one of my really, really dry mascara tubes, and I'm just gonna very lightly dip into this bad boy. Like, quite frankly, all I hope for is that my lashes can come back from this, like Tom Brady in the fourth quarter. So, glory, glory, hallelujah. Only some people are going to understand that. Anywho, So once we have our eyes, let's go ahead and do our face and complexion. So today we're going into the most expensive Pat McGrath Labs, and I love this foundation. It's the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. Now it isn't full coverage, it is your skin but better. And I'm gonna go ahead and do one pump on the back of my hand. It is very liquidy, so please proceed with caution. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my MAC 187 brush, and we're going to lightly buff into our face. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and take this beauty blender and I'm just gonna pat her in. So with all of that done, we're gonna go into Miss Tarte Shape Tape and we're going to start taping up our face. And we're gonna go here. I'm gonna touch right here just because of my sleepless under eye bags. Right here to accentuate that. Up the nose. I'm gonna just highlight right here. Here and right here, and blend. Okay, so once we have all of that done, I'm gonna go ahead and with the shading brush that I had kind of shaded my eyes, I'm gonna go back in because sometimes when you do your concealer, it kind of goes away. So we're gonna bring that still back in right here, as you could tell. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna first pat out my under eye, and we're going to go ahead and use setting powder. Now, the one that I love to use is my RCMA powder. She's amazing, she doesn't have flashback, and she's lightweight and does the job. So I go ahead and pack that right there. I use her just to sharpen this up. I sharpen my nose so that it looks like I cannot breathe. And we do the same on the other side. Okay, so after you start looking like the Black Swan, we're gonna go ahead and I love her. We're gonna go into my Marc Jacobs bronzer. Love this. It is the Omega Bronze in the shade Tantastic. And I'm going to grab my fan brush, and this I have learned from Katie Hodges. Get it, and it gives you the perfect bronzer. I did not want to get the JD Wadey because it is $68 and no brush is worth $68 when I can get the same one for like $2. And it is an angled shading brush. So I go ahead and do the same thing and I do my nose. So once we have our bronzer all set, we're gonna go into the Wonderlust Primer Infused Blush in the shade Mykonos. Now, it does have a little bit of a shimmer, but it's not too much, and whoop, we're gonna just tap into the high points of our cheeks, and oh, look at how gorgeous that is. Oh. Now I've stopped using blush right here, just so that I could further accentuate my cheekbones. Learned that off of a TikTok. And if you'd like for me to do a video on the different makeup techniques by different makeup artists that we see all over TikTok, then go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification button so that you're notified of all of my videos. We have sports, updates every Monday, and we have beauty makeup videos on Fridays, or so I try to have it on Friday. But anywho, back into the video. Let us go ahead and finish up our look. And with that, we're gonna go into the glorious, she is my ride or die. If you've been here, you know this, Marc Jacobs. So I'm gonna go ahead in with my Morphe Y11 brush. That's what I'm gonna think it is because that's how old this is. And we're going to just swiftly go into her, massage her right here at the high points of my cheeks, and then do the same on the other side. Hit the nose right quick and the cupid's bow. And then I usually use like 4 or 5 different highlighters, and if you've been on this channel you know that. And we're gonna go ahead and mix these two by Pat McGrath. Yes, she's expensive, we know that, but she is glorious. And doing that right there, hitting her right there. We're also going to flatten the brush and just hit it in the high points of our eyebrows, or eyebrow arch, right there. And then, if you thought that 2 highlighters is enough, I'm just gonna let you know that right now. We have 2 more, so strap in. Next, we're gonna go into the Fenty Beauty Sandcastle. Obviously, you don't have to use this many highlighters. I'm just a highlighter fanatic, and this is how I live my life. So, welcome. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and take this e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, and we're gonna just tap into Sandcastle. We're going to ride this down my nose, right here. Tap the tip, right there. We see her. And then we're gonna go into Miss Fenty Beauty, and this is Royal Icing. She's a beautiful, not wanting to wake up. She doesn't want to open up, but she's beautiful, and I'm just gonna take this on my fingertip. She's just the perfection of the group. I'm gonna put this also on my eyelid because she's just that perfect. And then we're gonna go ahead and just tap her on the rest of my face and the eyes too, because I really like this eye look. Anywho, once that is done, I'm going to take this blending brush and I'm just going to ever so slightly blend this out, just because I don't want to be rough and I don't want to have this like huge makeup brush move everything around. So we're gonna just take this. This is absolutely like brand new, haven't done anything to it. I know the tips looks pink, but that's because it's a Wet n Wild brush. By the way, this is a $1 brush, which shows you do not need to spend $1,500 on makeup brushes. Okay, so once we have that, we're going to go ahead and take the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist and mist our face. This sets everything in. And then what I go ahead and do is I'm just gonna use this to just set everything in place. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my lashes as well as my eyebrows, and then we will be right back. Okay, so with my lashes on, which honestly, I feel this vibe. This is the Magnetic Lash by Ardell. Now I use the magnetic gel liner. Honestly, might return it and grab the liquid liner because I feel like it's a lot more hassle free. But the lash that I do have is the Magnetic Faux Mink. Now the item number is 35093. I don't know, it doesn't have a name, it doesn't have any specifications to it. It just says that it's the foam ink magnetic version. So maybe that helps. If anything, I will try and have it linked down below. But I actually love this lash moment. Like, she really did that. But I went ahead, did my lashes. I also coated my bottom lashes, did my eyebrows. And with that, the last step to this look is going to be the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Party all night, stay all day. Now, we are going to get Miss Charlotte Tilbury. Now, I got the small one because I don't know how I like this. And yes, we already used a continuous setting mist, but for Valentine's Day, unfortunately, COVID is still a thing and we will still have to wear a mask. So the word on the street is that this bad boy right here will literally lock in my makeup and not have anything transfer off. So let's give her a go. Oh, she smells really nice and refreshing. No complaints about that. Now, it's not Valentine's Day, and I'm recording this probably like 2 weeks before Valentine's Day, but this is what I'm going to do for Valentine's Day. This exact look, actually, depending on what I will be doing. But I actually really enjoy this look. Now, we went ahead and put our hair down. We talked about our lashes, but the last thing is lips. And hello, you might be kissing, but you need something that stays on all day and all night. And what else but the Shine Out Loud by Miss NYX. Now, I tried one of these shades and I couldn't even get it off with my makeup melting balm by I believe it's by Pharmacy, and also the one that I have by Bliss. I tried both of them and they still didn't come off. So this might be a winner, but we're gonna go ahead and go in with the Essence Stay Lip Liner for 8 hours. It is waterproof and it is in the shade Tea Time. Now, she is a rosy shade, so she's quite similar to what we have going up on our eyes, but this is a very nudie shade. So let's go ahead and see if this will work out with the look. I'm gonna go ahead and not have too much product on there. It tells you to wait about 90 seconds and then go ahead and apply the glossy topper. So this is in the shade Global Citizen, and we have the lip liner in Tea Time, and this is what we look like. Still drying. Still drying. We're done. We're now gonna go on with the Shine. And this is our completed look. I will have most of the items that I have used today down in the description box below if you guys want to go ahead and use them. But with all that being said, this is our Valentine's Day look. We are rosy, we are shimmery, we are muted, and we're cute. We are. And with all that being said, make sure that you guys have a very, very happy and safe Valentine's Day. Even if you're single, take that day to just love on yourself. Do a face mask, do a hair mask, do your nails, take yourself to the spa. Because at the end of the day, you have to love yourself before anybody else can step in to love you. That has been my biggest thing in 2020, stepping into 2021, is you really have to love yourself. Because if you don't, you're really not going to emanate that love into the rest of your life, because the one that matters is the one that you have for yourself, which then leaks into the love that you have for other people. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you guys in the next video.